Hey guys, how you doing? Jess here to talk to you about your Road Warriors programming for Thursday. Today we're going to have some interval work again on tap, as we have been seeing on Thursdays. But before we get there, we've got our warm up. So we're going to start out with a little kind of pre-run mobility work and then some line drills to get us in. So first movement that we are starting with are our quadruped hip cars. So what I'm looking to do is come into a quadruped position. So my hands are right underneath my shoulders, knees are right underneath my hips. Back is nice and flat, so I don't want to sink all the way down and I don't want to be rounded here. So nice neutral spine. Now the first thing I'm going to do is trying to keep my hips as square as possible, bringing my knee up forward with control towards my elbow. Then I'm going to come out, kind of fire hydrant out, bring that knee around, rotate, knee down, and then come back in. So this is a slow and controlled, deliberate movement instead of just kind of really fast circles, right? So I want you guys to take your time on these to really go through and articulate through each of the positions there, right? So we're going to look to go 4 in one direction and then 4 in the other direction on one side, then 4 in one direction and 4 in the other direction on your other side. So that's the first part. Second part, then we're going to flip on over onto our butts and feet are going to come out wide. You know what's coming. One of my favorite things are a little shin box flow. So from here, I'm going to look to rotate knees to one side, trying to get both knees down. You might not get there right away, so knees might be a little bit up. That's fine. We'll go 4 pass-throughs on each side. If that's feeling good, you've been doing this for a bit, should feel a little bit more comfortable. Maybe arms come out in front, and then again, you shift kind of side to side. As you guys know, the next level would be shifting to the side. Then you can support yourself to come all the way up, hips all the way up. If that feels good, you can also keep your hands up out in front and just kind of adjust using without the support, right? So depending on how comfortable you are there, what your hips and your knees and your body allows, you can use as much support as needed, or you can bring your arms about in front. So when you're done with that, then we're just going to go into a down dog calf march as the final part of your mobility here. So you guys know the drill, pike your hips up, and then alternating heels, whichever heel comes down. So that's going to be 20 seconds of a calf march. Maybe that's 20 total reps there. So that's your pre-run mobility. About 2 times through for each of the hip cars, for each of the shin box flows, and then 20 seconds of a down dog calf march. From there, if you're not outside, we'll take it outside and you're going to take it into your running, your kind of pre-run work. So I'd like for you guys to start with the line drills that we've been doing. First is just going to be the bunny hop, so leaning forward and then just on the balls of your feet as you come forward. With that, again, stay light on your feet, leaning forward. Go, I don't know, maybe about 15 meters or so, and then turn around and walk back. You can then take it into our figure 4 running drill, which you guys know now. From the side, I'm looking to bring my knee up in front. Opposite foot slides right along that track on the other leg. So it's kind of like a little jump, a knees up jog forward. So again, about 15 meters there, and then you'll turn around and walk back. Final line drill is the karaoke. I don't know why I turned to face different sides, but you're just going opposite foot in front and in back, switching side to side. If you feel like you might need a little bit more, feel free to add something. I like to add in kind of just some walking on your tipping toes, as we've done in classes, maybe even walking on your heels as the starters before you go into that other stuff. You know your bodies, you know what you might need a little bit more of, so make sure you include some of that. When you're done with those line drills, take it on an easy 400-meter jog. What I'd suggest is it's going to be a 200-meter jog out and a 200-meter jog back. Reason being because our running work today are 200-meter sprints. So back in week 2 of this running work programming, we did 6 sets of 200-meter sprints. Today we're bumping that up a little bit. We're doing 8 total work sets, 200-meter sprint slash fast run, followed by a 200-meter walk rest. So you're doing 8 total work sets. With each of these sets, I'd like for you guys to kind of ramp up the intensity, at least on the first 2 sets. Use the first 2 to ramp up the intensity. And then the last 6 sets, try to have those be consistent in your times throughout. Don't get too crazy if your 200 meters isn't exactly 200 meters. I used, you can definitely use just kind of a block length too as your 200 meters. If you're feeling special and you have the transportation to get there, the Red Hook track is open, and I promise you it's quiet. I just ran by there this morning, and it's used somewhat, but everyone is still very mindful and respectful of space. And obviously it's a track, so you know that half of that would be your 200 meters on that. With this, you're probably not going to be nasal breathing. It's okay to let some of that go through the nose, but if you want an extra challenge, then you can definitely try to stick to your nasal breath and see how that might affect your runs. So running work, 8 total sets, 200-meter fast run slash sprint, building in intensity over those first 2 sets, and then a 200-meter walk rest. To cool down, when you're done with that, that last 200 meter, just continue and walk it out. Probably about a 5-minute walk to cool down, and then we'll get into a little post-run cool down. We're going to do 5 each Samson stretches or Samson lunges with an overhead reach. So you can lean forward or step forward, lean that arm or press your arms up overhead and try to lean into that stretch, pushing hips forward as you reach, and then you come back out of it. You can come back up and out and switch sides, or you can do all on one side before you get into the other. After that, we are going to be doing just a standing quad stretch. So from here, I'm going to reach up, grab the back of my foot, have my knee point down, try to squeeze my butt, and just hold here. 90 seconds on one side, and then you'll do 90 seconds on your other leg. And then going back into your calf march, down dog stretch. You guys know that, so that's about 90 seconds each side there. And then finally, we'll go into our cat-cow. So bringing it all the way back down. Now I'm going to look to bring my chest up, drop my belly down, and then pull my belly in as I round through my upper back. So finishing out with a little spinal flexion and extension just to finish cooling down, ideally catching your breath by that point, and being grateful that you guys are still running. I appreciate you guys following along. As I have been saying, make sure you are mindful of your space, your surroundings. Try to choose areas that are less populated. If you're feeling comfortable, obviously wearing a mask is been recommended. And be smart out there, guys. Take care. See you Sunday.